Hello, I am Dick Rice, Director of Spiritual Development at the Retreat in Wayzata, Minnesota, and a longtime 12-stepper. I landed on the first step, and landed hard, I'll tell you, on May 1st, 1979, and I've been climbing the steps to recovery and I hope to spiritual awakening ever since. Thank you for joining me. Today I'd like to address with you the third step. We made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood God. And as is my wont as a student of language primarily, I'd like to tease out a few of those words, especially we made a decision. I'd like to take a look at that word will. I'd like to touch that word care of God, and then end with you with the third step prayer. We made a decision. 12-steppers quip, as I said around the second step, I can't, you can, maybe I will let you, is the way that we often put the first three steps. Well, it's more than maybe I will let you. I've made a decision to let you. The third step asks for no action except maybe all the action in the world. I make a decision. This isn't just a feeling. This isn't just a thought. I have marshaled myself and I make a human decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of God. It asks everything of me, and in a sense, it asks nothing of me. But everything about my recovery now is going to rest on that decision. Every relapse that I've experienced in my own life or the lives of those that I walk with comes when people take back their will and think maybe they are powerful over their drug, their OxyContin, or their cocaine, or their vodka. Maybe, just maybe. And the vicious ride deeper and deeper into their addiction begins all over again. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God. Everything rests on that decision and making it 24/7 every day of our lives. Who are we turning our will and our lives over to? The care of God. Some years ago, I was so struck by that word care as I was early studying the 12 steps. I called the AA library in New York City, the International Library, and asked the reference librarian if he could help me with the word care. I saw nothing in our history as to where Bill W. had been inspired to get that word. He was struck by the question. He said, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. 10 days later, I got an email from him saying simply, I have no idea where Bill W. got that word care. But I submit to you that makes all the difference in the world. Henri Nouwen, the spiritual writer, has investigated that word care and brings me a lot, and maybe you as well. He shows how the word care, an ancient Indo-European word, means basically, I am with you through it all. I give you what you need to come through anything. I am angry with you that things are the way they are, but I will be with you deeply, feeling with you and inviting you to take the next step in whatever your life has to offer. And I would submit that's the only God that we want to turn our will and our lives over to. A God who is profoundly with us through it all, empowering us to live the life of recovery and to wake up. I hope you and I can fit that into perhaps our religious denomination or our own brand of religion. A caring God, I submit, is the only God worth worshiping. We've turned our will and our lives over to the care of that God. Why didn't we just say our lives? Because everything depends on our will. Within each of us, the will is simply that desire and the empowerment to realize it. That's what our will is. It's taking back our will that's going to get us in trouble, so it's handing over our will that's going to make all the difference in our recovery and later on in our awakening. This step is so crucial. It really marks the point, the passage between I can't and I can. We can't and we can. That this is the first step that is joined really by a formal prayer that we say as 12 steppers. I'd like to invite you to join it with me. This is the big book of AA. It's the first 164 pages of this book that are so sacred to all of us, and the witness stories that follow are equally sacred to us. But on page 63, we say this: God, I offer myself to thee, to build with me and do with me as thou wilt. Relieve me of the bondage of self, that I may better do thy will. Take away my difficulties, that victory over them may bear witness to those I would help of thy power, thy love, and thy way of life. May I do thy will always. Very wisely, Bill goes on to say, we thought well before taking this step, making sure we were ready, that we could at last abandon ourselves utterly to the divine. I have just done it. I hope you've done it with me. It makes all the difference, not only praying that prayer, but living that prayer for the rest of the climb. Come, join me. Let's go forward. Thank you.